Right, as you can see, we've obviously got the bike in loads of bits anyway because we're doing other things to it, but this is just a video of fitting heated grips, which you could fit to any bike using this same principle, but this is a 2006 955 Tiger, Triumph Tiger. So obviously everything's out at the moment, fuel tank would be here, battery would be down in here. So what we've done is we've run some reasonably heavy duty twin core cable, which is this is going to be the battery end, but we put it in this conduit to protect it, run that all the way up through the frame, all the way up through here, round to the, you come on this side, round to the back of the headlights. Okay, and then what we're going to do, which again this principle will work on all bikes, what we're going to do is put a relay here. That's a second hand relay that was already on here, but we'll probably put a new, sorry, that's a second hand relay that was already on the bike, which we'll replace with a new one, but just to show you what we're going to do. So we're going to have this main feed coming from the battery onto this relay, and then this relay will be controlled by the ignition circuit. So this will only come on when the ignition's on, and then we're going to run our heated grips off of this circuit, so you can't leave them on. And if we ever put spotlights on it, we'll probably use this feed as well if we use LED spotlights, or maybe run another one. Also off of this feed that's going to be switched by ignition, so the ignition will turn this relay on, which will feed it. We're going to run in here, we've put in down here, we've put in this reasonably waterproof USB socket, so that will only have power to it when the ignition's on as well, so we can obviously run a sat nav or charge our phone from it while we're riding, and that's it. So what we've done here off camera is we've swapped the grips over to the heated grips, and we've just run the cables down the existing wires. Obviously on the throttle we've left enough slack so you can get wide open throttle without it being tight, and then it's nice. Obviously this is a Triumph Tiger, so we've got standard handguards on it, but that is nice and free. If you look at the other side, done the same thing. Kept the wiring down there out of the way, and there you go. There's a little arrow on here, it says point it straight down if you want, but you can rotate it however you want. It's clear in my pass button, and make sure it's clear of the clutch lever. Right, as I said before, so this is going to be the relay we're going to use to turn it on and off via the ignition. This is the wiring to my USB charger, and this here is the wiring that comes from the battery. Now when we connect the other end, obviously we'll put a fused link on this, but at the moment we're just going to connect all this up. So this is going to feed that, this is going to feed the relay, and then feed whatever we fit into the relay afterwards. I've tested the relay and it works. Use pin 85 and 86 is your power for the relay, and that joins these two together, which is 30 and 87. So we'll have the power going in on 30 straight from the battery, and when you turn the ignition on, it will join these two together and power up our USB socket and our heated grips. This is thicker wire, as you can see, thicker wire coming straight from the battery, so it's got plenty of it won't voltage drop at all, so we'll have good power. And when we turn the bike off, this will turn everything off, so we can't leave anything on, let the battery go flat. Right, obviously this bike is a 2006 955 Tiger. Now, big brown wire here is a permanent live, and this green one here is ignition live on and off. So we will use this green wire, come out the other side, we'll use that green wire to turn our relay on and off. Right, so I've put a connector on this end, that obviously goes to pin 86 or 85, doesn't matter which way around you put it, but either one's got to be earth, one's got to be power. So then the other end of this, I am going to scotch lock it on here at the moment, just to test it out, and then make sure once it all works I will come back in here and solder this in, because these scotch locks are a bit rubbish, and there's a red scotch lock here that was done by a previous owner, don't know what that's for, so I'm going to trace that in and make sure we actually need to keep it, and if we don't need to keep it I'm going to do away with it completely. So I have put this on there, but that is a temporary measure. Right, now we just need to earth this side, and then we can test whether the relay clicks on or off or not. Right, this wires here is straight from the battery, so we're going to use this as our earth, which is going to be a direct battery earth, so that'll be a good earth. Put connector on there. Oops, wind them around a little bit. Connector on there. Squeeze that up. In a minute we're going to make a little lead up to go to that earth there, because we want to use this as an earth for everything. We want to use this as an earth for all of our wiring at the front. There'll be a good earth straight to the battery. This one we don't need loads of wires sticking out of this one, because this is going to be our main feed in to this relay, and this feed is what we're going to use coming through the relay. So that we'll put that on 30. Okay, let's drop down. We'll tuck all this wiring in there neatly in a minute. It's best to have a little bit of slack so you can change things. Let's just make up, so I'm going to make a little earth loom up quickly. This is just the earth for the relay, that's why it's thin wires. The relay takes no power to turn on and off, it's just like a micro. The relay's just like a micro switch, it doesn't take much to turn on and off, so the powers and earths here don't need to be too heavy. This is literally just to turn the switch on and off. So if we put that on that side, right, the earth isn't joined to the battery yet, so we need to just test the relay quickly. If you listen very carefully, I don't know if you can hear this, but if you listen, can you hear that click? That is the relay turning on and off when I earth it with the power probe. So that is all working, so we'll turn it off and finish wiring it up. This loom here, which we'll leave about this long, is from the USB socket. So we just need to bare the insulation off of this, and again, oh dear. Earth terminal one side, power the other. So put a ring terminal on here so we can join all the ring terminals together for the earth when we're finished, and a power on that side. Now on this side we're just going to put a single connector on it. So we're going to join two powers together in a split sec. At the moment we're just going to, so we can join all three of them together, which will be our earths. That will go on there as well in a second. So what we need to do now is run the wire which is this loom here. We can leave that earth connector on there, but we'll take this one off so we can put a connector on here, which is the power in via a fuse. This is how I took it out of the packet, the Oxford heated grips. It's already got a fuse in there. It's a 5 amp fuse. So we need to bare this and put a connector on this end. I'm going to bare that quite a lot, so I'm going to double that up so it makes a good connection, like so. Now on this end, on this one, we're going to put this blue connector on, which is why I doubled it up, but it's got gives us two takeoffs, so we can use this to power up our heated grips, like so, and then this feed on the second side of it will go off to our USB sockets. So we need to join all 3 of them together. 4 of them, sorry. Right, so there's all the earths joined together just by a simple bolt. What we will do is make a little P-clip up here. I know it says clamped on there so it doesn't rattle around. That's obviously just the earths at the moment. It's got a fuse here for the heated grips, but when we connect it to the battery, which I'll show you as well, we are going to put a fuse at the other end as well. So just run the wiring through here. We can join up to the control panel in a minute. And tuck all this wiring behind the headlight. That's our power. That's our outlet for the heated grip, and we got another one around here somewhere. It's dropped out. There it is. Look. So again, you need to make sure you put it on the throttle side's furthest away. So we need that to be slack enough up through there, but when we join it all up, it won't cause us a problem. Oh, this bike had factory heat grips, and that's where the original switch was. So I'm going to mount this here like that. It's got screws that go in the back of this to hold it to the metal bracket. I'm going to use that metal bracket to drill us a little hole on there. So as I say, that's the metal bracket for holding it to a handlebar, which we're not going to use. We're going to use it. So all we're going to do is put that over the hole. Let's see, need a bigger LED torch. We can drill that one as well. Just there. Right. Bugger. This is. Right, that's fiddly as hell. So I'm going to put that screw through there and just start it in that one. Right, just start that. I'm going to tuck the wiring under there in a sec. There were 2 screws. They're going to be fiddly, but it should be alright. That's it. That's it, and the 3rd one down the bottom. And just do these screws up. I don't know if they're super tight because they're self-tapped into the plastic. Right, that'll be there. You can press the buttons easy with a gloved hand on. Obviously when you turn the handlebars, everything's clear. But right now, you've got to plug all the wiring together. Only goes one way on all of this wiring. That's that one. That's that one. And this is the power in, which obviously isn't connected at the other end yet. We can plug all that in. And again, we just need to tuck the wiring up. Come back in after all of this and cable tie all these together so there's no chance of them falling out. And obviously make sure there's clearance for the front nose cone to go back on. The main important thing you've got to do here is make sure that when you've tucked all these up out of the way, that we can still turn the handlebars all the way this side to the. It's got enough slack to go on a full left lock, which it has, like that, in that situation. In that position, it's got plenty of lock both ways. Right, as you saw at the beginning of the video, we've run this up through the framing conduit to protect it, so now we can bare this and join it to the battery, and we should be able to test it. Right, we just need to bare this back, and then we can join it to the battery. And then we can test the system. Should have probably bared that before putting it in the protective thingy, because now I can't grip it. No, it's just annoying. That's right. Right, so we'll put a ring terminal on the earth, join it straight to the battery. Right, then this one we're going to join via a fuse to the battery. A nice fuse holder here, nice heavy wiring, same. We can bear that back. Both ends, we need a ring terminal, one end joined straight to the battery, as we've said. Joiner on one end to join to the loom we've run through the bike. Nice ring terminal on this end to join here. Right, so always disconnect the negative side of the battery first. Take the screw out, keep that safe, do not want to lose that, they're hard to find. Now we will aim the terminal like so. Through there, bring the maiden battery one, screw that back in. Might have to jump start this in a minute, although the headlights look quite bright still. I have had this on and off the power all morning, messing about with the wiring. Tuck the, let's join it all up first. And again, pull the little ones on top so that the main terminal is touching the actual bike. Right, then just put this where the bike frame's not gonna, where the seat's not gonna touch it, and tuck that under there. Just to keep it not, oh, got it in a knot now. Tuck it under there. The seat will fit on there nicely. Now we can test it. As you can see, if we turn the bike off, it turns it off. I'll tuck that. So there you can see the charger down in the bottom there. Turn the ignition on, blue light comes on and the heated grips come on.